It started like any other high-profile Hollywood talk show moment. The studio lights were bright, the audience was relaxed, and the mood felt professional and calm. Leonardo DiCaprio was invited as a special guest to discuss his upcoming film and his long-standing work in environmental activism. Sitting across from him was Joy Behar, known for her sharp questions, bold opinions, and fearless approach when interviewing powerful figures. At first, the conversation moved smoothly. Leonardo spoke calmly about climate change, responsibility in Hollywood, and the pressure of fame. The audience listened closely, clearly respectful of his words. Joy nodded but occasionally smirked, signaling that tougher questions were coming. The tension was subtle but present, like a quiet warning. Viewers at home could sense something shifting. Joy slowly steered the discussion away from movies and toward Leonardo's personal choices, influence, and what she hinted were contradictions in his public image. Leonardo remained composed, answering carefully and respectfully. But as Joy continued pressing, her tone grew sharper and her questions more personal. The studio audience began reacting, some uncomfortable, others intrigued. What was meant to be a routine celebrity interview was quietly turning into something much bigger. No one in that room realized they were moments away from a clash that would dominate headlines and social media for weeks. Joy Behar leaned forward and asked a question that instantly changed the energy in the room. She questioned whether Leonardo truly practiced what he preached, hinting that his lifestyle choices undermined his environmental message. The room went quiet. Leonardo paused, clearly surprised but still respectful. He responded with a calm explanation, saying no one is perfect and that change happens in steps. But Joy didn't stop there. She interrupted, pushing harder, implying that Hollywood celebrities often use causes for image building rather than real impact. Murmurs spread through the audience. Leonardo's expression changed, not angry, but serious. He straightened in his chair and asked politely to finish his thoughts. This moment alone stunned many viewers. The audience wasn't used to seeing Joy challenged directly. Leonardo explained how much money he had personally donated, the projects he funded quietly, and the sacrifices he made without public attention. Joy attempted to laugh it off, but the laughter didn't land. The crowd was now fully silent. Cameras caught producers exchanging nervous looks. This was no longer playful debate. Leonardo wasn't attacking. He was exposing what he felt was unfair framing. The calm actor had turned into a focused speaker, choosing his words carefully but firmly. Everyone could feel it. The conversation had crossed a line, and there was no turning back. Leonardo then delivered the moment that would later be called the exposure. He calmly pointed out how media platforms often create simplified narratives to provoke reactions rather than honest discussions. Without raising his voice, he explained how selective questioning can distort reality. He mentioned past interviews where statements were taken out of context and how certain hosts, without naming names directly, contributed to that problem. The audience gasped softly. Joy's expression shifted from confident to defensive. She tried to regain control, but Leonardo continued, emphasizing accountability in media just as much as in Hollywood. He stated that real change requires cooperation, not public shaming. This wasn't an attack, it was a clear, thoughtful breakdown of how celebrity conversations are manipulated for ratings. The studio felt frozen in time. Some audience members nodded, others looked stunned. Joy attempted to interrupt again, but the crowd reacted first. Applause broke out, loud and unexpected. That applause said everything. It wasn't about sides, it was about honesty. Leonardo finished his point respectfully, even acknowledging Joy's long career, but firmly stood by his words. The exposure wasn't dramatic, yelling. It was controlled truth, and that made it even more powerful. The crowd's reaction was immediate and unforgettable. Applause mixed with shock, and even some staff members could be seen clapping quietly off camera. Joy Behar forced a smile, trying to transition to the next segment, but the energy had already shifted beyond control. Social media exploded within minutes. Clips of the exchange spread rapidly, with viewers calling it one of the most intense live celebrity moments in recent memory. Some praised Leonardo for staying calm and respectful, while others debated whether Joy had pushed too far. Hollywood insiders began weighing in anonymously, describing the moment as a rare example of a celebrity reclaiming control of their narrative on live television. Fans flooded comment sections, calling it classy, brave, and long overdue. Others defended Joy, arguing that tough questions are part of journalism. Regardless of opinion, one thing was clear: the moment struck a nerve. Entertainment news channels replayed the clip nonstop, analyzing body language, tone, and audience reaction. What happened wasn't just a clash, it was a reminder of how powerful live television can be when truth, ego, and public image collide. In the days that followed, neither Leonardo nor Joy directly addressed the moment in detail. That silence only fueled curiosity. Industry experts called it a defining example of how Hollywood conversations are evolving. Celebrities were no longer just smiling guests. They were active participants pushing back against narratives. For many viewers, the moment felt refreshing. It showed that disagreement doesn't need shouting to be effective. Leonardo returned to his work, while Joy continued her show, but the clip lived on, replayed and debated endlessly. It became one of those rare Hollywood moments people remember years later, not because of scandal, but because of composure and courage. The stunned crowd, the sudden applause, and the calm exposure all combined into a moment that reminded audiences why live television remains unpredictable and powerful. Whether people agreed or disagreed, the clash proved one thing. When real personalities meet real pressure, even a talk show can turn into a defining cultural moment.